Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be going over how to choose your server for gold making. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Okay, so this is my way in which I go about actually going over picking a new server. So some people change servers because they can't sell stuff on the auction house and they find it a bit harder. Some people are on either like Alliance or Horde, and the majority of that is the opposite faction of them, so there isn't that many things to do. So there's multiple different ways people change their server. The one, for instance, that we're going to be going over is picking a server based upon gold for our servers overall. So this is how I prefer to do it. I go to my wowrealmpopulation.com and pretty much have a look at all the different relevant servers. Now, the first thing that you would want to have a look at is not the guilds. There are guilds on here that you can look at. This is mainly for raiding, like picking a server for raiding. You'd have a look at all the different types of guilds and all that stuff. But really what we're wanting to look at, we're going to want to break it down and say, we want X of this. So I'm Alliance, I play Alliance characters, I don't want to go Horde. So what I'd want to do is look for a high EU server. So that'd be the left hand side of the website. And with this left hand side of the website, I would want to have a look at how many people are on there. So this is dependent on whether I want to be aggressive on my posting or very low on my posting. So it depends. If you want to pick a low population server and a medium population server, by all means that you can do that. But the one thing is you won't get that many frequent sales. So you won't get as many frequent sales as you would if you were on a high pop server. But then again, with a high pop server, you would have to post more frequently. So there are upsides and downsides to different types of servers. So a low pop server and a medium pop server, you can pretty much get away with posting stuff for like 24, 48 hours, give or take, depending on your server. And for high population servers, it's either 12 hours to 24 hours on posting. So there's a slight difference on how much you actually have to post a day in order to get regular gold. And pretty much the more I go with, the more people, the better, because that means I can be more aggressive, I can post more things and get more on the auction house. So that is something I want to take into consideration right now. Now, the next thing before we actually look into this is we're going to pick a new server for me, but I'm not necessarily going to change over from Argent Dawn. I'm just going to use this as a guide. The next thing that I want to know is I want to pick Alliance, so we're on Silvermoon, and I want to try and sell things such as transmog. We're just going to pick transmog because it's really easy to understand what you're actually looking for. Now, transmog selling, you would want to ask yourself, who would be the best for transmog selling? Well, definitely a high population server, because the more people would be looking for more appearances. Just makes sense. The next thing you would want to ask is who would be the type of people that would be buying that transmog. Now, personally, I always go with an RP realm. That is mainly because RP realms, people are role playing, and they would pick items that would actually be used for making their characters look unique and all that stuff. So I'd be farming up more transmog on Argent Dawn because it's an RP realm. So that would be my one. Now let's just say I wanted to get into raids and all that stuff, and I wanted to sell raid night stuff. So we would have to have a look at different things such as who are the best guilds and is it a high population server, because we want those key factors. Selling raid stuff, and I want to sell a lot of it and I'll be a bit more aggressive with it, then we're going to want a high population server with some active guild members. So that means some really high active guild members. And already the website actually states Silvermoon for us, and that is at 74,333 active Alliance characters at this moment in time. And the active guilds at this moment in time is Let Us Be Friends, and that is got 1,300 active members inside that guild. So we can take that into consideration right there. So now what we want to do is click on the EU most populated Alliance realms. So that would be we want to have a look at who's the highest population, and then we can then go with that. Silver Moon is obviously the top, but at this moment in time, their raiding stuff doesn't seem to be, well, it seems to be good, but it's not amazing, so to speak. It's nothing like Tarren Mill, so if you get me. Ravencrest looks kind of okay. Yep, definitely cool. You would want to have a look at their boss kill counts as well. So if we go up to Silver Moon, the top guild has got 1,727 boss kills, and the other one, it has got 1,013 boss kills. So they've got active members of over 671 at this moment in time, and the active alliance characters is 33,128 of those. So the active characters on that realm at this moment in time is kind of okay. Silver Moon is definitely the top at this moment, and it actually lists it for you which one's the best population. So what we want to do is see if we can find any decent ones that we could actually go on. So we're going to go down Don Moreau, and we're going to have a look at Argent Dawn. Argent Dawn is the one that I'm playing on right now. It's got 21,729 active characters at this moment in time, and the guild that's actually at the top is called the Lions. Okay, 300 boss kills apparently. It's a little bit less boss kills than everyone else, but they have more active members at this moment, so 512 of these. So that's something we can take into consideration right there. The other thing of note is we can have a look down and have a look at all of the other guilds, see which ones have done which and what. Obviously we can see that Immortalis, Taliesin's one's on there, and that is 277 boss kills, and they have 359 active members at this moment in time. So that's pretty cool. Argent Dawn, we are ranked at number 5. Now I want to get more regular sales, so that means we're going to have to look for someone that has a lot more boss kills and a lot more active members. So what we'd have to have a look at is Moreau has got 1,094 active members. Their total of members is 2,754, and their boss kills is 917. Take that into consideration right there. The next one of note is the total members in their guild on Antonidas is 963, so Don Moreau's guild is doing better, and then we would have to have a look at that going forward, like active members at this moment in time plus boss kills. In all honesty, it's seeming to be pretty cool, and having a look at this, there is a guild at the moment that is in on Ravencrest at 3,111 active actual members. The active members is 671, and their boss kills is at 1,013. Trust me, boss kills is a good metric to go off of, because that means how active they really are on their raiding, so that it gives us a good idea on how much they would actually buy off of the auction house. And you can look at all of the other guilds as well to cross-reference with, not just the top one, but I primarily go with the top one. So the latest one at the moment is Silver Moon, and they definitely have a strong team in there, and it's actually pretty damn good. But I'm guessing that that is hyper aggressive, just looking at all of the stats, because all of their active members at this moment in time is at 1,300, 1,142 and 1,123. Do I really want to be that aggressive with a total server population of 74,333? Well, I don't really want to be that super aggressive, because that means I'm going to have to post, literally cancel post as soon as I post. So that means that on raid night it's going to be near on impossible to sell most stuff. Now you could obviously do that, but I don't really want to do that. I want to do a set it, and then check in an hour. So we'd want to go with something a little bit less. So what we can do is we can have a look at the other one, which was Don Moreau, which is Domador, and Domador is pretty good. And I'm actually looking at this one at this moment in time. It's actually a better server for me to go on. This is a Spanish normal and a European Paris one. So that means that we would be active for them. So primarily I speak English, I don't speak Spanish or French. So that means I don't really want to be on that realm neither. So looking at this, we do not want to be on Antonidas. It is something we don't want to do. And going on to this, it would either be anyone from Ravencrest seems good, and Silvermoon. So what we want to do is we want to jump over to the Undermine journal and go into the actual guilds, and we want to look at herb prices, okay? Because this is the stuff we'll probably be buying out in order to flip. So this is what I like to do. I like to have a look at what will I primarily be selling. Well, buying and then flipping and selling. So when it comes to BFA stuff, we can see on the Ravencrest EU that Anchorweed is at 60 gold and the Xenanthid is at 1126. What I want to look at is not Anchorweed, I want to look at Xenanthid because that's the most heavily used on that. So we'll grab up the Xenanthid and then we'll jump over to the Silvermoon one because that's another pick for us, and jump into here and have a look at that, and also cross-reference it with Argent Dawn's one. So we can see at this moment in time that the current price for Xenanthid on Argent Dawn is 14 gold, Silvermoon's is 12 gold, and the next one is 11 gold. So Ravencrest, the materials are actually at a low, but where do we see the spikes? So I want to have a look at the spikes on the graph. So for me, the massive spikes come on Raid Night, of course, and it hits a top value of around about 20-ish gold. 20-ish gold, we'll say around about 20. We're just doing a quick average. And the next one is, it doesn't really spike all that much for Silvermoon. Well, obviously this is a high population server and it is a lot more high pop than Argent Dawn. That means that this is going to be more stable in your current pricing metrics. So we'll take this into consideration, that the prices will not fluctuate all that much. Whereas in Argent Dawn, it does massive dips, then massive highs. Well, semi-decent lows and semi-decent highs for buying and selling and then flipping for profits. So Argent Dawn's still very good for alchemy at this moment in time, and we're going to go with that profession right there because we're using the Xenanthid as a metric. Now when it comes to the Undermine journal for Silvermoon, I would be looking at this. This is a pretty steady one for buying out all of these materials. Do I really want to do it? I would looking at the graph, if it's steady, I'd probably have to try and buy some Xenanthid or farm it up myself. And buying it, I mean buying it through trade chat, so I'd have to source it for cheaper, so probably try and get it for about 10 gold a piece. Now that makes it a bit more difficult in order to do, as opposed to Argent Dawn, to get rid of Silvermoon, because I don't want to be on there, because that means that the prices are steady, but that means that there are no dips and highs for increasing my profits overall when it comes to my Xenanthid and trying to craft certain types of things. So it just depends on what you're actually trying to farm up. The next thing that I want to do is have a look at Ravencrest. Now Ravencrest actually does have some nice dips. It has some dips on the pricing metrics, and if you can see, the price actually increases whereas the quantity decreases. And this is something that is like a gold maker's dream, because that is prime target for selling. So Ravencrest is definitely something that we would want to have a look at. Damn, I'm actually considering transferring my characters to Ravencrest. So basically at this moment in time, Xenanthid, the quantity is at 273,000 on a Wednesday, and it is at 11 gold 97. Now Wednesdays is on EU is Raid Night, so that's when everything's reset, and that the quantity goes down to 90,000. That must mean that the stuff is actually getting bought out to be crafted, and obviously it's going to be used for raiding, so definitely people are doing that then. So what I'd want to do is I would have to have a look at this, and I would want to buy all of my materials on either a Wednesday, and would try and find Monday, Tuesdays, and yeah, about Monday, Tuesdays is usually probably the best one. So we'll have a look at this right now, and we'll have a look at when it actually increases. And looking at this, it's roughly around about Wednesdays and Thursdays is when the market price goes up for the Xenanthid, and also the quantity increases. That's when everyone's dumping their stock because they know it's going to sell. Obviously we want to go with that, we want to go against that, because if people are posting their mass quantities, the price will somewhat increase a little bit, and we want to actually get it when we want to actually get it when we get these like little dips of when it actually drops down to like a little bit less. So for sourcing wise, that'd be the same thing. And judging by this, Ravencrest's fluctuation throughout the week for sourcing materials is very good. It's got a high population server, it's got active guild members and raiding teams that have actually got some decent boss kills under their belt, and therefore we can then come to a conclusion. Either Silvermoon has a lot more active people on their server, but this one's going to be more heavily contested and more competitive because it was so linear on the graphs. Now, I can then have a look at Ravencrest and then be like, okay, Ravencrest, it fluctuates, it's got a high volume of active members, that means there's more people to buy from me, and they've got active guild members that would actually be potential buyers for us to have a look at. So therefore, I will come to the conclusion that if I wanted to transfer my characters over to another server to increase my profits and get more regular sales, that Ravencrest is the #1 top pick. And that is basically how I go about choosing a server to change to. I hope you like this video on how I actually go about picking a server. Hopefully you guys actually managed to follow along, but hopefully this gives you a bit more of an insight on how to pick a server. Now, other than that, guys, have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow.